Okay, so when last we met our heroes, uh, where were we? Okay, so we left in search of the guy, the Lord of Rot. We got to his castle, his keep. We got inside, I guess, somehow. I don't remember how. Uh,
I
we were.
remember.
How did we get in?
Arcturus was walking around loudly commenting about how we came from outside, and gosh, I sure hope we don't get picked up by the Lord of Rot, while conveniently standing next to a bunch of skeletons that work for the Lord of Rot.
Yes, thank you. So Arcturus got us captured intentionally, uh, and then we were brought to the Lord of Rot's. But we were brought before the Lord of Rot. The Lord of Rot was real creepy. Daphne immediately clocked him as like a super powerful archfey kind of guy. Um, there was some careful politicking on Daphne's part, which mostly fell flat because this place does not quite work by the rules that she grew up with. Um, he sniffed out Daphne's connection to her goddess, decided he wanted her flesh, I suppose, tried to capture them. The party wiped out their would be captors readily. The Lord of Rot was like, lol, okay, I guess you can go then. Whatever, I didn't even want your cleric anyway. And we left. And so we in doing so, he also, while we were talking to him about the portal and about connections between planes, he let slip that there was a quote mad mage who may have been right about something. Um, Following that, our only lead, we headed off in the direction that he indicated. We found a artificer named Tin,
Just
a
skip over the
gnome.
dragon completely.
Oh, right, the dragon. Yeah, so on the way there, uh, we went through a swamp that was owned by a giant dragon who
Named
looked really
Todesfinger, right?
Yeah, Todesfinger.
something German, uh, who, as Todesfinger had beef with the Lord of Rot, didn't like that guy very much, decided that in payment for allowing us through without eating us, that we would have to agree to kill him and dispose of him. And we tried to weasel our way out of it, Daphne especially. Didn't quite work, and so we were forced to promise on our very lives that we would slay the Lord of Rot. Um, Fully intending to just, uh, fuck off on that side quest until we were like a week from death or whatever. So anyway, we found Tin. Um, he was apparently a artificer from Bastion who had gotten trapped there. He had been surviving for a number of weeks or months, I think, just with a couple of Securitrons that he had brought with him, just really just banging rocks together, barely clinging on to sanity. He had apparently built a makeshift Vox box transmission tower, um, which he had juiced up with some of his own artificery, which ended up accidentally enlarging the portal that we had come in through. We explained the situation to him, managed to convince him to come back with us through the portal. We go back to where the tree last was, to our knowledge. The tree is gone. Surprise, surprise. It can move. We track down the tree for, I think, almost a full 24-hour period. And we finally find the tree um, due to some poorly chosen words on my part. We finally found the tree attempting to slowly clamber onto the underside of the floating island. With some quick rope work from Daphne and some yeehaw wrangling from Arcturus. We all managed to escape through the portal. Unfortunately, because of the pact that we had all agreed to, this caused an enormous amount of psychic damage to all of us because leaving the realm was apparently interpreted by the curse as uh, what's the word I'm looking for? Reneging on our agreement. So we got to the other side. We left Tin to his own devices, and we returned home.
Yep. So you guys popped up in a child's closet, if I recall.
Yes.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
we skedaddled.
And you did skedaddle. Did
Battles were skidded.
we do anything after that?
I don't believe so, no.
We just finished our conversation with Tin, and I got my laurel crown back so that the leaf tenders don't ask awkward questions.
Okay, so you don't even know what district you're in yet.
Correct.
You.
No, you had said we were by the sky docks, right? We could see
Oh
all
yeah, that's
the
right.
ships
You're in the
above
sky
us.
docks.
Oh yeah.
Correct.
The last we left off, we had all decided to get a drink
At the Red Lion. That is right.
The Red Lion.
That is right. You guys are in the Red Lion, having a drink. You guys have all had a couple drinks each, and they don't really lock up for the night, but the Colin, the guy at the bar, does stop serving drinks at around 1 in the morning.
Ah,
Well, it seems like that's our cue to start moving on. We've had a while to relax. Now to either get back to base or go tell the leaf tenders we did the job.
What time of day did we get to the Red Lion?
it was late.
It was late. You guys haven't been there more than a couple hours.
Okay. Because if it's a couple hours, Arcturus did not have a couple drinks.
No?
I think this is another place on the way to the leaf tend to the that place where the leaf tenders are. We can hop. I think I know a bar crawl route that passes through here.
I think that's probably the best idea that you've had in the last, 15 minutes.
I'm full of good ideas. This is probably the best idea I've had in my life. Hey, and Daphne is going to turn to the guy that she allowed to chat her up so that he would buy her drinks. Just, I'm gonna go, and just gets up without any sorts of formality, having fully dropped any pretenses of being interested in him.
So this guy was trying to match you drink for drink, but you're a goddamn satyr.
Yeah.
He is passed out, forehead to table, just completely done. And Daphne's like, I'm gonna go.
Yeah, Daphne's she was prodding his shoulder, fully believing he was still conscious.
Yeah.
Just what? He only had
He only had
a
seven drinks.
yeah. I mean,
who
come on.
who passes out before a dozen?
I was drinking. This is how. This was my limit back in middle school.
Hey, does your bar crawl route take us by a Davies or a doner kebab stand or something like that?
I wish they're not open this late. There's only one
Sure they
24-hour one, and it's way out of the way.
Sure they're open. They gotta be open. This is a prime time to sell donors to people who have nothing to do but work home.
I
Right?
guess we gotta figure out how to get paid first.
I might regret this, but I'll spot you a donor.
You are so sweet. Oh my goodness.
I cannot wait to return to the leaf tenders with two people who are absolutely fucking blasted and say, "Don't worry, we definitely went to the Shadow Wild and dealt with the problem."
I mean, we got the dingus figured out. right? The portal's back to normal, probably, I think.
Hopefully. Oh, come
Uh,
on, Year and William. It's our job to get these two there safely, I guess.
yeah, Daphne is heading out to leave.
Okay. Are you guys gonna like go to the leaf tenders now? Because again, it's like 1 in the morning.
Will's
Hell
gonna
yes.
try and make his way back to the shop so that he can sleep off this really fucking bad headache he picked up when he walked through the portal.
Is that the consensus of what people are doing? Just limp it back to the shop?
Daphne doesn't. At this point, Daphne is fully in like wanderer mode, where she's just she's just gonna go wherever people lead her.
She's gonna wake up at a dumpster somewhere tomorrow.
Yeah,
You're the one with the route to get us to other bars that are open. Oh, Wanderer.
you also have to take into account that Daphne, when Daphne says she has a route, what she means is that she has a vague feeling.
She's got beardar.
Yeah, right. Well, like it literally, like one of the two one of the two gods of her pantheon is a god of travel who she fully believes will always lead her in the correct direction no matter where she goes.
As long as that direction is towards more booze.
Yeah.
If you listen, you can hear the sounds of revelry. That's the way we go.
Nobody gets that. Oh my goodness, you are the first non-satyr I've ever talked to who gets it. You just gotta follow your
Ish.
nose, dude.
I know how
Yeah,
to
no,
party.
Will's definitely going back to the shop.
All right.
Abe is gonna follow William.
So
I'm
yeah,
going on a wander.
Yeah.
So you guys leave and you start to split up outside the door, and Connor comes out of the Red Lion after you guys, and he looks at Daphne and Arcturus kind of stumbling off, and he says, uh, "Oi, it's not a good idea to be sending them out on their own like that. The streets can be quite dangerous for folks in their state."
We're the two scariest people that are out here tonight.
For two completely different reasons.
Alright, if you're thinking you can hold your own, I wish you luck. And he turns and goes back inside.
Yeah, that'll be fine.
We'll be fine. So yeah, cut to the next morning, I guess.
No, I
Well,
just
we got
gave
a
you an
whole-
ominous warning.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll be fine.
Can I make, what is it to navigate streetwise?
Survival.
Survival. Can I make a survival check to find the next spot on the crawl?
Go for it.
I'm gonna keep an eye out to see if I have any friends I see out on the street. See if I can get them.
You
They can
have
form
you
a party.
have disadvantage for being off your nut.
Fair. That's a 12.
Not too terrible. Okay, yeah. No, you managed to stumble your way to the next bar. Give me some perception checks, though.
Sure.
Just those two or all of us?
Just those two. You're not with them.
Am I still at disadvantage?
Yeah, why not? So you have a +5. I doubt you won't notice it.
I have a +6.
Oh, damn.
And I will absolutely notice it.
Yeah. So you do notice that a large, boxy white auto carriage kind of slowly drives past you guys, almost like they stop to look at you practically, and then continue to keep driving. But yeah, you make it to the next bar.
Is that a phenomena that Daphne's noticed before?
No, since you rarely leave the the tribe lands.
Okay.
Now we are in the Sky Docks, right?
Yeah, you're in the Sky Docks.
We're not in Drenarth in the hell's that place called? Is it called Drenarthi or
Yeah, it's the Drenarthi Industrial Park.
the
However,
Industrial Park?
I since you've already pretty much guessed it, they do hunt the whole city. Just
Well,
you
I
see it.
noticed them slowing down, and I turned and I looked at them.
Yeah, they kept driving.
It's funny business.
But yeah, you guys have a fun little pub crawl the rest of the night.
Cool.
It's the next morning. At least 3 of you wake up at the store, or at least in your own beds.
Yeah.
We only pub crawled for like another 2 or 3 hours, probably. About 4, right?
Nice.
I mean, if it was 4 hours, that means the sun was coming up by the time you called it a night.
About 4 a.m. 2 or 3 hours.
I think Daphne probably peeled off from Arcturus at some point when she finally managed to find someone who would let her in for the night.
How long does it take us to walk from the Red Lion back to the store?
To walk there, let me grab the
Or
map.
how are we getting there, guys?
You can call it cab. Cabs are super quick at night because traffic's really light.
Yeah, and I don't have money for a cab.
Fair.
How much
I
does
do?
Cabs
I
are
have
pretty cheap.
literally nothing. I spent my last 2 gold on a 24-hour time hourglass.
Let's see here. I put the Red Lion here. You probably don't want to walk through the tribe lands to get there. It's way more dangerous. Especially at night. You're gonna get fucking hunted. You try to do that. But if you go through the park, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hexes, which is about an hour and a half.
I mean, if the DM allows me, that's 6 short rests. I can heal whoever's with me.
You
Really
can't
don't have
short
to
rest
take
and travel.
Well, if I'm in a cab, yeah, I can.
Yeah, if you're in a cab, you can, but that's way shorter in a cab. In a cab, that's like maybe 20 minutes.
That's
So
still
in
a
a-
short rest I can give.
Yeah.
Give Abe and Willa.
So really, what he wants is a hand-pulled rickshaw.
Want someone to carry
Actually-
him.
Actually, if Aberforth could just carry me, that'd be perfect.
how much does a
There.
cab cost?
Let me pull up the book now, because why would I ever have my own campaign setting book open for one of these?
So if this is more than 17, you can take that hit die back there, Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes you guys like half an hour to get there by car.
Oh, cool. I'll be taking that hit die back then.
Oh no, it's less than half an hour. I forgot that's drive time's double during the night. Yeah, that thing books it. Where did I put the cabs? It's in here.
All but one.
Services. Here we go. Taxi, 5 copper per mile. So 25 copper or 2.5 silver each.
Oh yeah, I can cover that.
Drops you off right at the edge of Slowmat.
Aberforth ends with one damage on him, and Will has no damage.
Nice.
Huzzah.
Yeah.
As you guys sleep for the night, your dreams are filled with images of the swamp that you saw the black dragon in, and you get like a sense of dread that like maybe part of you never left that swamp.
Can we get 1 week where our dreams aren't corrupted by some shit?
Stop being treasure hunters. That shit is ripe for getting your dreams haunted.
Absolutely off the table. We are definitely staying treasure hunters.
Good.
I mean, we've only hunted treasure once, but we're sticking with it.
You've hunted like 6 treasures. All right, Arcturus, where do you wake up?
He wakes up in the red mines somehow?
Arcturus,
Yeah.
where do you wake up?
Not in Slowmat.
Nope.
Yeah, I like Joe's suggestion. I somehow managed to carry the party all the way to the red mines, where I realized that people aren't actually drinking, and I just sort of finished the drink that I had, but also fell asleep partway through the drink,
You wake
and
up
I'm just
underground, underground with a bunch of Thrycrane who are just confused as hell as to why you're there.
I'm curled up next to one of those little heat vents that stick out, right?
Yeah.
Keeping me nice and warm.
You wake up, there's a Kuthric chewing on one of your boots.
Hey. Oh, my head. Got any water? Water.
It's a Kuthric is like a small, like Yorkie-sized bug. I suppose that makes it large. It's like a Yorkie-sized, like, beetle creature.
I kick it away from my shoe and inspect the shoe for significant damage.
It's scuffed all to hell, but it's still a shoe.
Put it on. And I start heading back to Slowmat.
Alrighty, that's gonna take you a little bit. Let's put you randomly in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. About 5-mile walk. That's a hike. It's gonna take you about 2 hours ish.
I'm gonna get hiking.
All right, you get hiking. And Daphne, where do you wake up?
I'm gonna say 15 or higher. She woke up in slow mat.
Uh-oh.
That's a 14. Almost ideal. Where's next to slow mat?
The Red Mines, the Ghost Block, the Janarthi Industrial Park, the Sky Docks. If you really went on a bender, you could wake up in Dwarf Home with the Rimmon Bazaar.
I'll say that she woke up in the Rimmon Bazaar.
You're on the other
Where-
side of the Triplans.
Yeah, where we reconnect, where we cut back to Daphne, and she is she is slowly and carefully putting her tunic back on as she is trying to creep out of someone's apartment as quietly as she possibly can.
Do you want to make a stealth check?
Of course I do.
Nice.
Unfortunately, hooves on marble. Clip clop.
Ooh, marble.
Yeah, it's
Not bad.
the bazaar is a lot of like sandstone marble floors. Yeah, you accidentally step a little too hard. You can't really tiptoe on hooves. and it makes a couple clip clops, and they don't really wake up, but they definitely like turn over in bed.
Definitely lets out an anxious sigh and continues shuffling out.
The room smells a bit more like alcohol.
And then out on the street, she is honestly perfectly fine, like not hungover at all. Uh, Basically, just seems like she does on any other morning. Um,
This is any other morning.
yeah, touche. And she is going to try to make her way back to work.
You guys ever play like Grand Theft Auto 5? Every time you swap to
Yeah.
Trevor, he just wakes up in a dumpster somewhere or some shit. That's those two people. All right. Eventually, you're all back at the store. Two of you look particularly ragged, and haven't had a chance to clean up.
I mean, I look rough, but I feel great. Look at that con save right there.
It's
Yeah,
a typical Tuesday for Daphne.
yeah, it's a Tuesday
Oh,
for Daphne.
hey, Daphne looks great. She definitely She definitely used that guy's shower before she left.
Yeah, but that's the same tunic you've been wearing for like 4 days.
It's magic. It's a sign of my clerichood.
The,
All right.
wearing the same leather utility
Plus-
kilt that I always wear.
Plus, I'm half goat. I don't sweat.
You
I mean,
pant.
your top half sweats.
That's what the big floppy ears are for. I'm being serious. So,
Yeah, the heat exchangers.
Ears and panting.
you guys, what do you guys do? It's the next morning. You've all had a long rest. William still has a bunch of damage on him, apparently.
I shouldn't.
I don't know what it is, but combat tracker isn't updating for me.
Yeah,
Huh.
same.
Yeah, no, like I took that damage off, so I should be good.
Oh, it's because I didn't have combat tracker open.
Daphne swings open the door of the shop in a dramatic fashion. And just, well, I don't know about the rest of you, but I feel in tip-top shape. Like I've never been more ready to start a day of work.
Yeah, sure. Pull the other one.
William, we have a protocol for if there's a changeling imposter, correct?
Yes. Hold on, let me go find it. And he reaches underneath the desk and pulls out a binder of open in case of emergency.
Isn't it you just throw salt at it?
No, that's a demon.
I always figured that changelings are kind of snail-like. The salt is not very cool.
So anyway, what are we doing today?
Okay, Daphne. That's who you really are. If you're so excited for work, there's a shelf out back that needs to be reorganized.
Oh, that's so interesting. I think the shelf reorganizing shift was actually going to go to year. I can double check what the schedule is, but I
Don't worry,
believe I was.
William.
No, I'm pretty
It's
sure you're
Daphne.
supposed to do it.
Oh well,
Yeah, look.
look right here. It says here on the schedule, front counter year, all the time, always, every time.
Will just snaps the binder shut and puts it back underneath the desk.
Well, after just giving the shop a quick look over, because I can definitely trust the people I've left in charge of it all this time.
Yeah,
You mean a kid we've basically adopted off of the street, and the goblin we've essentially kidnapped?
The goblin we found attempting to steal from us that we then kidnapped. Yes,
yep.
it's all in good faith.
The Kid and Grub. Wednesday nights on ABC.
And
Kirk walks in at this point in time.
I believe what we should do is go tell the leaf tenders we've done a good job, even if we're not sure if we have.
Can we take a break? I mean, I just got here. Walked 5 miles to work. Uphill.
Arcturus,
snow.
the break was when you decided to start drinking, Now that you're done drinking, the break's over.
So your mistake was stopping drinking.
Yeah, Daphne never
Exactly.
makes that mistake.
Daphne?
Yep. And as you can see, I haven't made her organize the shelves.
She's been on break for 27 years.
Shit. All right, let's go.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
I refill my water skins because I drank all 5 of them on my walk back.
All right.
Staying hydrated.
It was, yeah.
What can I say? I've got a body built for travel.
All right, you guys got a long hike back to the Gardens of Elos.
Well, good thing some of us are rested and ready to go.
Yeah.
Getting
I
my
agree.
10,000 steps today, like 3 times.
You guys can hitch a ride, but it's still gonna take you some time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11. It's gonna take
Am
you
I still under
10 miles to get to the gardens, and then cars don't really. Well, yeah, they got roads in the Gardens of Elos. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
Suki, am I still under the effect of a level 3 aid?
No, you are not.
That was 10 hit points, right?
What's 18
It
times 2.5?
18 times 2.5.
Ooh, it's gonna cost you guys 45 silver each to get to where you want to go in the Gardens of Elos by cab.
Or we can walk.
Or you could walk.
I mean, you can walk. I'm willing to take a cab.
Yeah, that's an 18-mile walk.
Yeah, I mean, just a couple hours.
I have to double check the travel pace rules. I don't know if a person can walk 18 miles in a day in D&D.
I mean, if somebody can run an 18-mile marathon, a 26-mile marathon in 2.5 hours.
I believe the limit is about 24 hours. It's about 24 miles in 24 hours.
I'm with Suki. The limit's 24 hours.
Well, if you figure 8 hours shift of walking at a rate of about 3 miles an hour, standard pace. Daphne isn't going to do that.
No, not recommended.
She's going to turn to William, just like, "Oh, William, I don't suppose I could, you know, I'm good, right? Like, I can just
As
hop
a
in."
matter of fact, I know you're not good for it.
The world record marathon time is 2 hours and 35 seconds.
Cool.
26 miles.
Cool. That's a guy who had been training for it for a while.
Yeah, well, it might take me like 6 hours, but you know,
William,
I can hack it.
So
all the people in this entire city, I would think that you could always trust the word of a fae.
The one person I trust most in this store is Year.
Abe just turns around and offhandedly says, "That's probably the best decision you've made so far working here, William."
So Daphne was right, or at least she was like on the right track. It is 24 miles per day you're allowed to travel without suffering some kind of penalty and making exhaustion checks and shit.
And Daphne can do it, but she hasn't done that since she was back in her home, and she's not about to put in those
Oh,
kind of miles again.
good. So it'll remind you of home then. Come on, Year. Let's take the taxi.
All right.
Alright, you'd be going about 3 miles an hour if you're walking. So yeah, that's about a 6-hour walk.
One way to get there?
Yeah, one way to get there, 6 hours. Or you can hop in a cab.
Yeah, and it's 45 silver or 4.5 gold per person.
And Daphne doesn't have that. She's flat broke.
Come on, Daphne. Look at it this way. Maybe you'll finally get that hanging Triceratops fight out of the way.
In the Gardens of Elos.
Well, we have to go through the tribe lands first.
No, you guys are in slow mat.
Daphne is seriously considering attempting Grand Theft Auto.
Owning
We
a car
do
is
have
very
that.
useful.
We do have that thing where we can bind a car to us.
Yeah, you got the token.
And possession is 9/10 of the law. Arcturus chimes in.
I don't think that means what you think it means, Ark.
I think Arcturus thinks possession is most of an axe.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna walk.
You're gonna walk? Might as well
I
not
guess
go
I
if you're
don't.
gonna walk.
I mean, what? I don't really have any other choice. I don't have the money, and nobody's willing to give me an IOU. Apparently,
Nope, not at all.
It's a good idea not to
Nobody-
give you an IOU.
Okay,
Because after
Dash-
it's a
asking,
terrible idea. I literally
I-
physically cannot renege on any of my agreements.
Okay, yeah, but what is? I am sure that you are just as you're as likely to spend that gold on a cab as you are to immediately hit the next bar over.
That's so judgmental.
And accurate.
Yeah, she doesn't say false. My favorite part is how she's like, well, I've asked everybody after asking only William, the employee she constantly fights with.
You know what? You know what?
She's trying to turn on
Idea.
she's trying to turn on those Feywiles on William, and she'd be much better off seducing the wall.
You know what? I have a fantastic idea. I'm gonna put in a shift as a street performer because I have the performance skill.
Yeah, that might get you a couple silver.
Well, it's how much can I get from a day of performing?
I know the results in Xanathars are for a work week, so I'd have to divide that by 10. So let me go
Okay,
grab
well, that's
Xanathars
not
really
going to work.
quick.
I just
Yeah,
thought it'd be
no,
really
it's
funny if I could just like spend 8 hours
do a little soft
busking.
shoe on the street corner and make enough
spend
buck.
8 hours busking just so I don't have to walk for 6. But no, I'm gonna just walk.
I mean, presumably by the time you get there, they're going to be done doing whatever they're doing in the Gardens of Elos, because it's going to take them 2 hours to get there, and you're going to still be walking for 4 hours after that.
Then I'll just stay here then.
I'm just letting you know.
Well, no,
No.
actually, I can't stay here because my boss asked me to do it. Fuck.
I think it ought to be covered by company funds then.
Well, that would make sense, Arcturus. Daphne, would you like the company to cover the taxi?
I would, thank you.
Then we'll do that.
Coming out of your pay.
So I'll take 9 gold off of Abe for him and Daphne. Arcturus, do you need to be covered too?
Isn't there a company fund not just coming out of your pocket?
No, this is coming directly out of my pocket.
Damn
Abe
it,
understands
fine.
he should cover for people, but he doesn't really get setting aside money just for them.
Abe doesn't know how to set up an LLC, so it's just his bank account he's funding everything out of.
He has for a person who does business the way he does, he has no legal protections whatsoever.
Absolutely not.
If he gets sued, he's fucked.
His legal action plan is I'm dying in 3 years anyways. Who fucking cares?
Yeah. What are you gonna do about it, assholes? I'm already dead of old age.
Or something.
Just
No,
one more,
I'll pay for it. Damn
just
it.
one more pie slice of his soul he's got to give out.
Yep.
Okay. You guys take a taxi down to the Gardens of Elos. It's a 2-hour ride, so it's a hell of an Uber. And that wasn't cheap either.
I assume the rest of us are just trying to grill and, or in William's case, badger Arcturus and Daphne about what the hell they did after they left.
I mean, just some drinking.
Oh, it was great. We hooked up with Bobby, and oh my God, he's doing so well at his new job. He's really flourishing. And oh yeah, Macy showed up at the Iron Claw, and oh my God, she
I
just would
wonder if
not
we're
shut.
going fast enough that I would die if I jumped out of this car.
You were going 8 miles an hour.
Fuck!
Just William over here. God damn it, voice in the sky.
And oh my God, she just would not shut up about her stupid baby. Like, oh, who cares? You made another person. Ugh.
Traffic in Bastion is a bitch, and there's no freeways. So you guys eventually make it back to where you started in the Gardens of Elos. Took a hell of a lot of travel. And as you guys roll up, there is the small camp of leaf tenders still kind of waiting for you guys to come back out of the portal. And they look surprised when you all kind of like pile out of this taxi from the exact opposite direction they expect you guys to come out from.
And
We're just over here. Hello, we're here to finally go into that portal. Wait, what do you mean you already sent us?
and as Daphne and Will clamber out, you hear Daphne go, and anyways, long story short, I sucked Bobby's dick, and that's where I ended up that night.
You say that, and Anna Serranis is just like staring at you.
Daphne notices the unicorn and starts, I mean, I had a nice night with an old friend.
Anything with a pulse.
The unicorn is just staring at you. Seidel comes out of their tent. They're holding a book. Looks like they were just reading it, waiting for you guys to get out. And makes their way up the path to you guys. And they say, however, did you... The car... Where did you guys go?
So, we had a fairly eventful time over on the other side in the Shadow Wilds. But the major points mostly boiled down to we ran into the Baron of Rot over there, who was a very kind fellow, tried to steal one of my employees. We took umbrage with that, but he seemed okay when we killed some of his men over it. We then went looking for what was actually causing the portals after finding out the Baron was not the one doing it. We ran into a very large, very angry dragon in a swamp that everyone here promptly made a deal with, which, in retrospect, probably not our best decision, but it worked out. We found a goblin, or no, not a goblin, a gnome.
Gnome.
Yes, a gnome who actually had gotten trapped over there getting pulled through one of these portals and was building a tower and enacting rituals to try to punch back through to Bastion, which seems to be what was causing this one to go wild. So we managed to escort him back through. We came back to our portal, but the thing it had been lodged in had moved very far. And when we brought him through that portal, we actually came out in the skydocks last night. And rather than cause a bunch of hubbub trying to get across the city and arrive to you guys in the middle of the night, we stopped, rested back at our shop for most of us, and then came here to report. And that's what happened. And none of us took off our crowns because you told us not to, and that would be very dumb.
Deception check?
So Seidel seems a little disturbed. That was a lot to take in all at once. And they go, there is a Baron of Rot on the other side of this portal.
Yes, he seemed very
He was a total
off-kilter,
creepazoid.
but very enthusiastic to meet us. I mean, when he decided to have us thrown in the dungeons, he didn't really get upset when we killed all the men he had tried to have do that. And then he just kind of cheered us on as we left.
he was very insistent that he would get us in the end.
And, and it, excuse me, but I swear it sounded like you said that there was a dragon over there as well.
Yeah,
Yes,
Black
he
Dragon.
hates the Lord of Rot, made us promise to go slay him. And then when we left the Shadow Wild, it felt like something attempted to punch me in my brain.
Yes, you did mention swearing a fey pact to the dragon.
Yes, well, none of my employees were willing to actually fight the dragon. No one ever is.
I'm really enjoying that, like Aberforth is just explaining this like this is a regular thing that happens when he's describing like eldritch horror type shit.
Listen, I tried my absolute damnedest to wiggle my way out of it, but you know, it was an old dragon. He's heard it all.
Yeah, I should say the fact that other dragons could be so close to Bastion is worrisome on its own.
Are you willing to come with me and fight the dragon?
Gods,
No one
no.
ever
I wouldn't go if I had the full backing of the Light of Maril with me. No. Uh, the the shadow crossing business, it's done, correct?
As
It
far as
should
we-
it should be. The gnome Tin specifically told us that any of the effects he had going that would have been interfering with any of the portals should have ended with him crossing back over to Bastion because his spells could not be sustained across the planar distance. So if you want, we can go right in, or like we, as in the Bounty Hunters, will go into there right now to make sure it's toned down a bit.
No, that's not necessary. Plus, I fear you may get pulled through the portal due to whatever nonsense with the dragon you might have gotten yourself into. Best not test those waters. Sedel turns around and snaps their fingers a few times and shouts something in Elvish, and two of the leaf tenders kind of throw off their cloaks and to reveal that they're wearing like leather armors and they've got like bows, arrows, and long swords and shit. And they bravely march into the old abandoned barn to investigate your claims.
Oh.
It's quiet for about 2 minutes before they come back out. They look a little pale, but they report back that the portal does seem to be back to its previous levels of intensity.
Good job, us. We did the thing.
Seidel looks pleased. He turns to you guys and he says, "As for the issues of your Fey Pact, I'm afraid I don't really have a solution for you. That's something you'll have to figure out on your own. I suggest just following through with whatever you've promised this dragon. Pact or no, an angry dragon is not something you want to have as an enemy."
Well, I don't. For what it's worth, the dragon was pretty big. I don't think it can fit through the portal.
There,
Daphne, you know dragons can shapeshift, right?
They can?
Oh my
Oh
god.
shit! Daphne's been so chill up until this point, but now she's hyperventilating.
uh, your payment, of course. I shall see to it that you are properly compensated. The coffers of the leaf tenders run quite deep. Providing the food for the entire city is a very profitable venture. And he pulls out essentially a checkbook, and he writes you out a quick little promissory note folds it in half and places that in an envelope and seals it. And the wax he seals it with, you recognize as like this special wax that essentially hits the envelope with an arcane lock. So that envelope ain't opening unless someone at the bank wants to open it, or if you're a decent wizard. And he hands it to you guys. He hands it to Aberforth. He says, "I believe you will find this to be ample compensation for your time. I added a little extra there for the complications you folks met."
Why, thank you, sir. I'm sure it will be absolutely fine. Now remember, if you have any more issues like this, you know where to find us.
Oh, of course. You've proven quite reliable and speedy, for that matter.
Wow, reliable. That's not something we've ever been called. That was Suki, not Daphne.
I will definitely be contacting your organization again should any treasures need hunting.
Yes. Oh, yes. Do you want these laurels back? We wouldn't want to leave with them if there's something.
Of course.
important for you.
These could be quite valuable. I'll take those back.
All right.
Seidel is happy to take back the crowns.
Wait, so was Daphne just rocking those things in her entire pub crawl last night?
Probably.
Yes.
More worried about the fact that you were rocking it after, and somebody may have some weird connections with that Holly Laurel now.
To be fair, it just looks like part of your regular ensemble. It really blends in. It really looked out of place on Arcturus.
Yeah, that's fair.
Alrighty.
Well, I guess with all of that done, we'll bid our goodbyes and go to cash our check.
Yeah, go cash your check.
Is your camera on? Okay.
That would be in Dwarf Home, right?
That's anywhere you want to cash that check. Oh god, I gotta goblin shout in the damn living room.
I cannot imagine a bank in the slow mat.
Grog want to withdraw gold. How do we know you're really Grog? And then he just punches him in the nose. Yep, no, definitely Grog.
Yeah, that's exactly what Grog would do. Alright.
That's what he did the last time.
Let's see here. You guys are level 7, huh?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, baby.
That's money.
Alright, let's roll some cash for you guys.
Paper. Yeah. Paper. You go get one? Yeah.
Ooh.
Bathroom, okay?
The bathroom?
Yeah.
You guys about to get fat paid.
Hell yeah.
We better.
Where's in the bathroom?
I don't think I should be blessed any longer, by the way, whoever put bless on me.
It's
So
me. I'll take it off.
you guys get to the bank, and what district do you stop at for the bank?
Hmm. You think we
Orphome,
should
the
stop
Bazaar, Trinarthy. You have a bunch of options.
I think we should stop at the bazaar.
Yeah, that's a good place to stop. Plus, you can go like buy shit while you're there.
Exactly.
You get to the bank. The bank teller opens the letter like it was nothing. Just pops it right open, as if it was any other letter sealed with wax. And they process your check or whatever, and he looks at you and he says, "Into which account am I depositing this 2,200 gold?"
That is on camera.
Hmm. William, do we have an account?
Of course we do. Yer and I set it up a couple weeks ago. We run a shop.
a
All
couple
right, you should
weeks.
probably tell the man which account that is.
It's Aberforce bounties. It's Aberforce bounty.
I'm not telling you.
The
You're right.
Do you have a number?
hold on, and then Will just like thinks about it for a second, and then he spouts off the number for the shop's account.
Okay. They take your account number down and they go. Fantastic. Would you like to withdraw any amount of this today, or
It was how much again?
2,200?
So a cool.
Like pants. It depends on how long they are.
Like 450 each?
Yeah.
All right. Well, do people want cash in hand?
Yeah, of course.
So we're taking out Daphne's to give to her.
What's the price for an uncommon item?
200, I believe.
Okay.
300 if it requires a tomb. It might be 400. I don't remember things.
200 if it's a consumable,
That sounds right.
and it's 800 if it's an attunement.
Leave it up in the sky.
Right?
Press your
I
hair real
think
quick.
Yeah, it's 400 for an uncommon, 800 for attunement. You're right.
Abe will take out just 200 of it.
I'm not chasing you.
You guys are in charge of tracking your cash.
I'm putting the amount I have in the bank in my inventory just so I don't get it mixed up.
It's a good idea.
We get interest.
Oh, gods, no.
Press your hair real quick.
I found an item that I want.
Oh, good thing you just got cash.
I can't afford
Ooh.
it.
Well, good thing you have an axe.
Two-blade discount, they call it.
It's like a coupon. You swing it over the register and things get cheaper.
Now Ark will pull 100 and put his remaining 350. I guess I'm gonna open an account. Is this account accessible anywhere in Bastion?
It takes a couple. It takes about a day to update between branches, but
There you go.
yes, our customers don't travel too much.
Can you go get Dennis phone?
Do you have any branches in Slomat?
I want
No, gods no.
Dora. I said Dora.
Listen, Art. You don't need a bank. These things are
You
scams.
should ask.
The teller looks a little annoyed at that.
A little put off.
Yeah, like
Hey.
Trust me.
Daphne, you have your money. You should probably go look around in the bazaar.
No, trust me. I come from an entire culture of people who walk everywhere with
Whatever.
Okay, well, we don't usually carry money.
Don't.
We just kind of drift from place
Are
to
you sure you
place
want
and eventually stuff gets paid
Yeah.
for. I never really thought about it that much.
I don't want you to try to pop it.
I've never had this much, and I don't think there's a good spot that I can store it. Slomat. I don't think that's
I want you to pop it.
lead line safe under my bed is a great idea. For example.
Yeah,
Well, not since
why
you
not?
said it out loud.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not around you.
So Will's keeping 50 in that account and then taking the rest, and then I've got some copying into my spellbook to do.
Ooh.
Okay.
I open up an account.
yeah, they're happy to do that. It takes about 15 minutes.
Yeah, and I will transfer 350 into it and keep.
50 gold spending money.
Well, that's actually 100.
Oh, 100 gold.
But yes,
100 gold
100
holding money.
spending money.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm taking all of it. I don't trust the banks.
You shouldn't.
Finally, something we see eye to eye on.
Well, I mean,
You don't see eye to eye on anything. I'm 2 feet taller than you.
You're 7 feet tall.
Counting the horns.
Okay. Well, if you're counting your horns, might as well count mine too.
Oh. 1 foot 11 inches.
Alrighty. You guys got your cash. Are you spending it on anything?
I am spending mine copying these wonderful scrolls into my spellbook.
Nice.
Yeah. I do have a few things I'd like to spend it on. Let me look through my spells. I want to find. There's a couple of spells I have access to that need like reagents for the GP cost. So I will get back to you in just a minute. I'm gonna rifle through.
I was about to say, if this is like a bit for admin, Will's spending literally all day copying this shit into his spellbook. It's gonna take him all day.
Oh. Hey, Daphne.
Mm-hmm.
That doner kebab was a silver piece.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a kebab.
It was, oh my god. Well, we were drunk.
Well, yeah, but like, that's like a $6 kebab.
Yeah, it's street food. It's always overpriced.
Absolutely. So, I'll take that silver now.
You'll take what?
That silver.
What silver?
The one that you owe me.
Oh, of course. Right. Daphne's not going to bring up the fact that that was a gift at the time.
No, it was that I'll cover you for now.
That was Suki. That was not Daphne. How much did you say?
The silver.
Sure, 1 silver.
Yeah, that's how
Let's
that
put
works,
you
right?
guys where you are.
Amongst friends, we don't charge interest.
Daphne's not going to argue with the fucking 7-foot tall orc.
With a battle axe that weighs as much as she does.
Yeah, trust me, she's learned what that axe feels like.
Just the flat side of it.
Yeah. So I know at the very least I want a 50 GP reagent for augury. So let's look for that first.
Any reagents you don't even need to like look for. You can just buy them.
Okay.
Yeah, no, magical reagents, super easy to find in the bazaar. Don't even need to roll for them.
Great. So I'll take that.
This is a high magic setting. They know exactly what you need for spellcasting. They're more than happy to sell it to you. When it comes to magic items, completely different. There's hundreds of thousands of magic items in the bazaar. Most of them are just like personal conveniences that would be like nice to have in your home, like the magical equivalent of an electric fan.
Right.
They're just not useful for adventurers. So you're pretty much at Walmart looking to buy like a grenade launcher. It's not going to be an easy find. That's why you got to roll. That's why you got to roll for other stuff.
What was the uncommon item price?
400.
400. Okay, thank you.
Okay, you guys are getting your shopping done. What's Yer doing? Is Yer buying anything, or is he just sitting on his cash?
He's looking for something.
He's looking for something? You're just scrolling around?
Yeah.
Okie doke. Doop-a-doop-a-doop. Let's check out what to do in the Remen Bazaar. Are you guys all together, or are you just like kind of all split up shopping for stuff?
I'm not spending any money, so I'm just wandering around with whatever the largest number of our group is.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be out by myself, I guess.
Yeah, you're just kind of a loner, it feels like.
Abe realized he left too much money in the bank, so I am altering that. And then Abe is looking for a Kalar stone.
How about you guys give me perception checks?
Can diddly do. Here, have a perception check.
I shouldn't be exhausted. That's an 18.
It's not like mechanically, it's just from listening to Daphne's story on the way to the Leaf Tenders.
Oh, that's fair. That's 17.
Arcturus, you find, as you're wandering through the bazaar, somebody has dropped a platinum trade bar.
Oop.
That's worth about 50 platinum. It's pretty much like an ingot about the length of your forearm.
How does that randomly get dropped?
Somebody dropped it while they were traveling through the bazaar.
I scooped that right up.
They
You
I
have-
look around to see if anybody's walking around with a whole shit ton of money.
No, you don't really see anyone walking. I mean, it's the bazaar.
You said that's worth about 50 platinum?
Yep.
So it's worth about 500 gold?
Yep. Platinum trade bar, just sitting on the ground.
Yeah, I grabbed that, and I roll it over. I look it over to see if there's any mark, any stamp, anything like that on it that might show ownership.
So trade bars are all standardized through the clan Balan. So it's like you found a $50 bill. They're all uniformly stamped. It says like Balan certified 50 platinum piece trade bar.
Shit. I'm gonna put it in my pouch.
Alrighty.
Is anybody looking at me while I'm doing this?
Not really. The bazaar is just like everyone is just like shoulder to shoulder. You bending over to pick something up doesn't really catch anyone's attention. Everyone seems kind of really absorbed in what they're doing, and just trying not to get smashed in the sea that is this pile of people just kind of buying shit in the bazaar.
How did nobody else notice this thing? Not my crew, like
Don't know.
the wall of people.
You just got lucky.
Does anybody else trust the DM here?
Sure.
Never, but
What's the worst that can happen?
What's the worst that could happen? Is the Platinum Bar going to try to climb off of the edge of Bastion?
What's the worst that could happen? Could this random lucky item find be cursed like most of the random lucky item finds we found so far?
Could it be a mimic that eats gold pieces?
All right. You guys find anything yet that you wanted to buy?
So I have bought so far. I have bought a set of astragali. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. It's those like sheep knuckle bones that the ancient Romans used for divination.
Okay.
That is the focus that I have bought for using the augury spell.
Gotcha.
I've also purchased 100 GP worth glass eye for performing clairvoyance.
I was hoping
And
she was going to say party tricks.
No, that's what the ping pong balls are for.
Yeah, and because Daphne has not given up hope of someday contacting her goddess, despite the barriers in place, she's also sprung for a 25 GP worth of just the finest spirits she could find for the sake of performing a divination ritual.
Alrighty.
Abe is
Good. What you
Abe is looking for another shiny rock for adventure.
got?
He's
Ooh.
hoping to find an amethyst one, but he'll settle for basically anything that makes adventure stronger.
Alright. Magic items. So let's skedaddle. Let's see here. Let's skedaddle on over to the bazaar. And you're gonna need to make an investigation check.
All right.
You have advantage if you're gonna follow the AdSense.
Hell yes. Listen, when have ads ever led Abe astray?
Alright, a 19. That's pretty good. 19 gets you up to a rare item. So yeah, you definitely find the thing you're looking for.
All right.
Alright, so we have something that works for adventure in the in the way of Kalar stones. You find a vendor who has like a series of just like polished carved stones. It's an elf. They seem very proud of their wares, and the elf is asking, "Say, my friend, I see you eyeing my stones. Is there something specific that you're looking for?"
Ooh la la, is I in a stone?
Well, yes, my good sir. See, I've been out and about and been accosted by some ruffians, and I wanted to show them the true might of me and my fellows. So what I'm looking for is a stone that could perhaps impress upon their minds our power and strength, and hopefully, just help remove them from the field as combatants. I have this right here, and I hold up like adventure.
I
with
imagine
the,
you've got that thing like
red-
wrapped around your chest because it's just this huge ass chain.
Hell yeah, but I'm holding up the part where I normally hold, where it already has the fire Kalar stone embedded in it.
He goes, so you know what you're purchasing. Wonderful. It is always much more easy to sell to someone who is well acquainted with the wares that they're purchasing.
Well,
Okay.
yes, I'm something of a shopkeeper myself, and I share the exact same views.
A colleague. Fantastic. Might I offer you something like this? And he pulls out like essentially like a jewelry box, and he opens it up, and inside is a very large carved amethyst. He goes, "This gem allows you to assault the minds of your victims."
Has
Adversaries.
anyone come into our shop knowing what they were buying?
You don't even know what you're selling half the time.
Yeah, that's a good point. The only person who knows our inventory is William.
Yeah. The customers don't even know what they're getting themselves into when they walk into our shop, much less
Well,
know what they're trying to buy.
Aberforth is obviously excited at the find and is more than willing to purchase it.
Ooh, fantastic. Surely you appear to be a man who knows a deal when he sees one. This stone could be yours for 500 coins?
Unfortunately, my good man, that seems to be a bit wealthy for my tastes. Maybe we could try to find something else I could be interested, or if there's a possibility of uh oh my god, I'm sorry, I'm just drawing a blank right now, IRL. Aberforth tries to haggle. My brain is not doing it.
What's he doing? Are you looking for something else, or are you going to try and get him to lower the price?
I would like to try to get him to lower the price.
Give me a persuasion check if you're going to ask nicely, or a deception check if you're going to try and bluff him that you can get it cheaper somewhere else.
Oh no, I would absolutely not try to bluff this man. I'm not trying to be his god. Persuasion.
My god, man.
I'm a talky rabbit man.
He goes, "Oh, you do seem to be a discerning fellow, and I may be willing to lower my prices a bit for a colleague, of course.
Of course.
Make
and
me an offer.
I'd always be willing to offer you a discount at my shop as well, and I'm willing to offer him 480 gold pieces.
He'll gladly take 480 gold pieces.
All that
Abe
just to knock it down
absolutely
20 gold.
Yeah, Abe absolutely thinks he did not just get ripped off.
Yep. You overpaid by 20%. He's happy.
Yep.
He is more than happy to take that. That said,
There's a very good reason he's got a college intern running his books for him.
that said, the way I have the system set up, you will have a much easier time getting a discount next time you visit the guy, because his attitude is now very friendly with you. You are somebody that he can easily get cash out of.
Hooray!
You just made a friend.
Just think, at this rate, you'll just have to buy 4 more of those stones for him at an up cost, and then you'll be able to buy them at market value.
Well, to get the best deal, you got to get the whole set.
No,
Exactly.
he gave you an Amethyst Elemental Color Stone. It's the same thing as the Fire one, except it does psychic damage.
Yeah. When people take psychic damage from this, it is just going to be Aberforth droning on about his adventures in their head.
Will's copying spells. Year, you find what you wanted to buy yet?
Yeah, I suppose.
What you getting?
Immovable rod.
An immovable rod. Go ahead and roll that investigation check. See if you can find an immovable rod to purchase. Hey, you find one.
Cool.
You find you wandered a little close to the Janarthi Industrial Park. And on that end of the bazaar, you do come across a gnome who is trying to sell some stuff that he's like created himself in like his garage or something. And one of these objects is an immovable rod, and he's trying to he's just trying to sell like all kinds of random shit that he has to people. He's got like a rubber duck that barks. He's got a pair of shoes that ties themselves. Hello, sir. What can I get for you?
I'm looking at this immovable rod.
Yes. I made that one on accident. I was trying to create something that would just like act as a really good doorstop, but I may have went a little overboard. That thing stops pretty much everything.
400 gold.
Sure, yeah, I can do 400 gold. Immovable rod is an uncommon item, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. If it's uncommon, then yeah, he'll take it for 400 gold.
I'll hand him a pouch of 40 platinum.
Thank you, sir! And then he quickly starts, like, closing up shop, because, like, 40 platinum is more than he was expecting to make this month.
I really gotta say, I'm a little scared of what Year wants with an immovable rod.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
You say that.
Daphne just wakes up and it's like the worst day at the gym ever. It just got the bar across her chest.
Just don't piss Year off or you're going to find it tangled in your horns. It's going to be great.
He'll set you up like one of those wheel locks for a car. Oh god, that would be funny as hell. Just like an immovable car jack or whatever.
Oh god.
I'm actually going to put it in the handle of your favorite mug and, make it so you just can't drink from it.
Unless, like push the button on the other end of the immovable rod and
Yeah.
turn it off.
Yeah, that is the problem with these pranks.
Arcturus, what are you up to?
Well, since I've got this 500 platinum burning a hole in my pocket,
50 platinum.
50 platinum, whatever, same thing. 500 gold burning a hole in my pocket. I'm gonna go looking around for somebody that's selling periaptive wound closures.
Alrighty. Go ahead and give me an investigation check. Each of these checks takes about an hour, by the way. You guys just kind of wandering around the... Oof. You do have advantage if you're following the AdSense.
I'll take the advantage.
Woohoo! Keep in mind, you guys only get 3 of those total before you have to take a long rest in the district to get them back.
Like collectively?
No,
Or
just per person. You get 3 of those total.
I think this is my first time using it.
Probably is. Just something to kind of keep in mind. Let's see here.
He
You
would
got...
use, so I'm putting that in the notes because he also helped buy the ladder.
All right, yeah, that's a rare. You get up to a rare item, so you definitely find a parapet of wound closure. You come across this human woman. She's got several very fine pieces of jewelry. They're all priced pretty high, like in the couple hundred gold each. And you find the parapet as one of them. She's got it kind of up on the wall behind her, like in a glass case. But you recognize it as what it is. You know what you're looking for.
Sorry to question you, but it is listed on D&D Beyond as a uncommon item.
Yeah, but it requires attunement, right?
Right.
Yeah, so it's 800.
So it's rare price.
No, your check got you up to a rare item. Like you did good enough to find rare items.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah.
My apologies.
Yeah. You rolled well enough to find rare items, so you definitely found the parapet. But yeah, she's got a very nice little jewelry stand that she's got. All her like money pieces are in a glass case behind her, and then in front is she's got like jade, like turquoise and jade stuff, like in a small case on a stand in front of her. She's got a nice little booth. She doesn't seem too busy. She's kind of like reading a book while she's waiting for customers.
I walk up and clear my throat. Hello.
A customer. Hello. Hi.
Hi there.
Looking for a ring for your lady friend, maybe?
More in the nature of a necklace.
Look at
I've got many lovely necklaces, and she kind of like steps a little out of the way of the case in the back and just kind of gestures broadly at them.
Yes. That one right in there, on the left side. Got the 2 gold hands clasping the ruby.
Yes, this it's a parapet of wound closure. Yes, it's one of my more expensive pieces. I believe these typically run for about 850 gold.
Mm-hmm. Well, I happen to have that much available, but not immediately.
For items this expensive, I do take promissory notes.
Question for you. Would you prefer to be paid on a promissory note, sort of a payment plan type thing, monthly installments? If I were to be able to give you, say, 635 of it right now, could I walk away with that?
I'm not. I haven't earned my title yet. My relationship with the Reacquisition Guild would be much too costly to run a shop on that model, unfortunately. Maybe one of the more successful shops, but I can't help you with that. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, you say more successful, but I'd like to see you become a successful shop. This is actually quite a fantastic find.
Well, thank you, but I can't afford to do loans.
What if we did? I'd have to come back in a few moments. What if we did, say, 775?
Give me a persuasion check. Oh no.
Oof.
She goes, I'm sorry, sir. You definitely seem lovely, but I'm afraid I must stay firm on my price. I do wish you luck finding a better deal elsewhere, though.
All right. Oh, that's just about 1,000 gold that you're walking away from.
If you want to give an intimidation check,
See, there's no need to intimidate a nice shop lady like that.
that is kind of an intimidation. Like you're threatening her with a loss of profit.
I mean, I am. I'm turning around and walking out the door.
Oh, you're not interested in buying it anymore. You're just leaving.
I mean, I'm not going to pay 850 for an item that doesn't cost 850.
That is fair.
So, you want to hold firm on that, lady? I'm walking out.
Good luck, sir. And you disappear back into the crowd. What you doing after that?
I guess I'm going to go find a money changer and change this from one solid platinum bar that might be identifiable, or at least something that somebody would go searching for, and switch it over to 50 platinum pieces.
It's at least very hard to spend. Because if you're going to spend a trade bar, you have to find someone who's willing to take a trade bar.
Right.
You go to a money changer, and while you're waiting in line, you're reaching into your bag to pull all your to get your nice shiny trade bar, and you withdraw a hunk of lead.
Oh, that's exciting. I guess I don't stay in line then.
Oh. Okie doke.
Well, at least you found out before attempting to pay for something with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Nope. On the random encounter table, you find a 50 gold. A 50 platinum trade bar, but it turns to lead in an hour. So you essentially have 1 hour to spend 500 platinum before it goes away.
Okay.
All right.
Well, without really looking at where it goes, I just huck it
You huck it
up in the air.
as you wing it into the crowds, not really giving a shit where it lands. You do notice as it hits like the apex of its arc, it kind of shines brilliantly as if it's turned back into platinum before it lands somewhere never to be seen again.
And the cycle continues.
And the cycle continues. Some other poor bastard's gonna find it now.
Convenient that it takes an hour to find the thing you're looking for.
I mean,
Well, hey, look on the bright side. If you ever get that random encounter again, you know exactly where a perioptic wound closure is.
is there anything else you want to look for?
I don't have any money.
I'm settled.
Okie doke. What are you guys doing next? You've done your shopping trip.
Apple chips.
I'll be right back. I gotta get a goblin snack.
Apple chips.
I recommend a training regime so we can get ready for our bout with the Baron of Rot.
Are we really doing that?
Well, nobody wanted to fight the dragon, so I figured we were all taking the other fight.
Yeah, but like, you know.
So, once the big voice in the sky comes back, Daphne, I want you to do a test for me. I want you to say out loud, "I'm not going to fight the Baron of Rot."
Yeah, go for it.
Like, Like fuck I am. Listen. Okay, out of character, I know, like, the Gia spell should have hit us with more psychic damage by now, if it were in effect.
Only when we're actively doing stuff against the idea is when it's supposed to trigger. It triggering on the portal transition was weird.
Yeah.
It was a bit stricter in the Feywild, well, the Shadow Wilds or whatever. Here, it's going to function a lot more like how the spell specifically says.
So, yeah. So, as long as. Right. So, we'll be fine as long as we don't specifically close off do anything to specifically close off the opportunity to do that.
I mean, it's still, like, there in the back of your mind. It's. You will forever have the feeling that you left the stove on.
I mean, I'm literally already on a quest from a goddess, or at least I think I am.
But you will forever have that feeling, like, nagging at you in the back of your head that, like, oh, I really should have killed that Baron, huh?
Yeah. Well, I mean, once I've once I've brought the light of Parsfuela to Bastion, I'll handle that afterwards, and that before I go home.
And burning people one evening at a time.
And in the meantime, you can pray to Parse that, you know, the Black Dragon doesn't get impatient and come fetch you guys.
Exactly. Also, I think we actually, like, legitimately are not allowed to fight the dragon now.
No, you're allowed to fight the dragon.
Because the Gia, it charms us for the duration. And charm in 5e says you cannot attack or target the thing that has charmed you.
Yeah, the dragon didn't charm you, though. Like, the nature of the Shadow Wilds charmed you. Like, the dragon didn't cast Gios on you.
So if we go back, we can't fight the ground.
No, you can't go fight the ground.
We can't.
Well, damn, there goes my backup plan.
And fighting the dragon wouldn't remove the Gios either. Like, if the dragon dies, you still, like, you still have the nagging feeling in the back of your head that you should go kill the Baron of Rot.
I don't want to get out of the Gios. I just want to fight the dragon.
I was about to say, Kaylin, I'm imagining this is kind of something like you would see in A Practical Guide to Evil, where you swore, like, yeah, we all swore we'd slay the Baron of Rot. It doesn't matter what we do in the interim. If we decide we're not going to slay the Baron of Rot or keep working against it, we're actively going to get weaker.
Oh, yes.
So what are you guys doing?
I recommended training regime.
Training montage.
Training montage.
What were we doing when we got the mission to go to the
we were
giant...
escorting the slug people, and then we had made a deal to help the leaf tenders so that the slug people could stay with Brother Slog and his group, because they're going to be really good at helping very weakened people recover. It's what the Tribelands are all about, to be honest.
Right.
Those slug people are probably dead.
So that whole thing is still happening.
Has kind of already happened.
I'm going to say you guys are at David's right now. Eating dinner, because it'd be about dinner time by now.
Well, assuming we don't do anything else with our day other than eating our dinner, Will's gonna take a trip to the College of Staves tomorrow and do some research on the exact hierarchy of fey creatures.
I could tell you about that.
I'm sure you could.
Just gonna leave that at that, huh?
Yep.
Alrighty.
Look, what's Will? Which source of information is Will gonna trust more? Actual scholars who have dedicated their time to this, or a drunk?
She's a drunk, but she is a primary source.
Yeah.
Abe would tag along with William, but I'm reasonably sure William would have at least told Abe, "Don't go here. I'm saying that you're a useful person for my work study."
Basically. Also, if Will is in a library reading books, then he is in a quiet place, not surrounded by the smell of alcohol.
Daphne could fix that.
I'm sure she could. The question is, will she?
I'm so tempted to tag along with William just to annoy him.
That's the story of this campaign.
No, I mean, didn't we have like a whole thing we were doing with like trying to?
No, we killed Windspeaker, and then his skull spoke to William, and we all thought that was gross. And then we got busy escorting the slug people around, and then we took this to have a place for the slug people to be. Whether they live or not is their problem. And now it's
I-
done. Everything's packaged up with a nice, neat bow. There's no possible way there could be any repercussions for the actions we've taken.
I still,
Our current objective is kill the Baron of Rot.
Sometimes.
right, but I can't help but feel like there's some loose strings that we're forgetting about.
Nah.
Well, all right, I trust you. I mean, if anyone would have remembered that, it would have been William.
Yep. And I'm like 85% sure we don't have any loose ends.
Well, aside from the cultist of Mael, we just kind of let wander away.
What are the odds of that coming back and biting us?
He did seem entirely unrepentant. He's going to go
In
right
fact,
back
he
to
was-
Mayoling.
Yeah, he was advocating for the deaths of the slug people.
Yep.
Yeah, he thought we should use them as portal fuel.
I do kind of want to stop Jiff from fucking with his people. There's a
Oh,
loose end
shit.
that I'm thinking of.
I nearly forgot.
Poor Jiff.
And also, there's a whole bunch of people that are trapped over there that are from here. I mean, it's their own dumbass fault for getting stuck over there, right? Right.
Yeah, and we can solve that problem by slaying the Baron of Rot.
You
Yeah.
seem so confident that we can actually do that.
Well, when have we failed to kill something? Don't say Windspeaker, we killed him 3 times.
It's also
If
the
anything, we're
Rakshasa.
really good at killing Windspeaker.
Okay, yeah, but like one lone human necromancer is nothing compared to a full-on archfey.
There's also Hazakal, the Rakshasa. He's still out there somewhere.
Yeah, we couldn't even kill that guy.
Yeah, maybe we can just go in with the old "I am your god" play. It's worked
That's
so
not-
far.
Oh, you're gonna try that in the explicitly godless realm?
Yes.
During shopping, I did spend 2 gold to restock on my materials for my one ritual.
Oh, nice.
Snapshot.
Oh, there you go.
But so William's doing the
Will's
research.
doing homework.
the one thing William loves.
Okay, you guys want to move on to the next day then?
I mean, I guess there isn't really any. All Daphne can really do at this point is try to dissuade Aberforth from sending us back in there,
Yeah, that's probably fair.
which I don't think she's going to be able to do.
Daphne, it gets increasingly uncomfortable every time you make one of those attempts.
Fuck. All right.
You're fairly certain that if you press it much harder, you're going to get zapped in the brain.
See, the trick here is don't try to say no, we shouldn't go there. Say we should prepare more before we go there. Then it's for slaying the Baron.
It has to be genuine though. You can't just like lie.
Okay.
Well, she can say she thinks we legitimately do not have a chance against him. We need to be stronger.
Yeah,
No,
no.
that's literally what she's saying.
As long as it's genuine, but you can't like lie to the universe and be like, "Oh yeah, no, I'm definitely going to go kill the Baron after lunch in 27 years."
No. No,
Mark in the
making
calendar.
Daphne knows like what the boundaries are here. She knows that she can't wiggle out of this. What she does know is that in order to have the best chance of actually fulfilling the Gios, we need to be a lot stronger than we currently are.
Correct.
So diving in there at our current level is actually the opposite of what we should do if we are trying to find the most optimal route to succeeding at that goal.
Correct. But you got to make sure that your intentions are focused on that. So like your arguments to Aberforth not to go in need to be more, hey, we need better equipment. We need to hone our skills. We need to go in there with a set plan.
Hell, say that we should go find Tin. If we're gonna go in there and try to kill the Baron of Rot, we should have an escape plan secured, and he managed to make the portals bigger. He might know something that could help.
Okay. This was not my first brush with an Archfey, clearly. How can I try to convey to Aberforth the scale of what we are dealing with?
I'm trying to think of something he would know that would be on that scale. Trying to fight the Baron of Rot would be like trying to slay like Divaga. Like it's not a good idea.
Right, Abe. So what I'm saying, trying to fight the Baron of Rot would be like trying to fight Divaga.
So, a wonderful aspiration and a dream I occasionally awake from?
Right. Many, many years into the future after we're much more powerful.
Alright, I'm with you on most of that, Daphne. However, the many, many years is where I may have a problem. You may have noticed, but I was born with brown fur. And this is mostly silver now.
Oh, come on. A strapping guy like you've got at least another 10 in you.
Well, assuming things continue in this vein, you're probably correct. I mean, nothing's killed me so far.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Aberforth's forgotten the last 3 resurrections he's had.
Well, I wasn't conscious for those.
No.
To me, yeah, that was just I fainted.
Look, my powers are getting more and more powerful with every quest we go on as I build more and more of a base for my goddess here in Bastion. All we need is just a little more time to just get access to that slightly more powerful magic.
You're right, Daphne. You're getting stronger with every quest we go on. The issue is that we've been being too laid back on our quests, waiting for them to come to us. What we need to do is go on our own quests. Go out there and find problems or make problems. Yes,
as you say that, the door opens. As you say that, the door opens and in steps a dwarf.
Hello, good sir. Would you perchance have a problem that the Bounti Hunters could solve? And Abe seems very, very overly aggressively enthusiastic about it.
He proceeds to level a Refugio typewriter at us.
The dwarf is well dressed. He's wearing like a business suit. The guy looks like a banker. And he's got brilliant red hair and some incredibly impressive mutton chops. His chin itself is cleanly shaped, so he just has like the big old bushy mutton chops. And he goes, "Hello, Kensik. I am Firin Barthgol. I represent Holderhek Ironworks."
Hello, I'm Aberforth Timothy Bristlecone, and I represent Bristlecone's Bounty Shop. How may we be of service today?
My employer, Delg Holderhek, ruler and Jarl of Dwarfholm, has sent me to procure mercenaries for a problem we've had.
Well, if there's one thing we have an amazing track record at, it's solving problems. Should we meet you, or should we go somewhere to talk more about this, or are you willing to divulge the details of the business enterprise here?
Fenrir looks around at the very empty store, pauses slightly as he looks at Grub, who's hiding behind a rack of rusty ass swords, and looks back at you and goes, "No, I don't think anything is going to be a problem here. Are you familiar with Holderhek Ironworks extraplanetary endeavors?"
Absolutely not.
What check would that be?
Streetwise.
Daphne's ears definitely perk up at the word interplanetary.
So that would just be charisma? Okay, maybe I am.
So in recent years, like the last 10, 15 years, maybe a bit longer than that, Delg Holderhek, whose clan is responsible for a lot of the iron that builds the skyscrapers of Bastion, has had to look outside of Bastion to get new raw ore. And they have been in a business partnership with the Zephyr Sky Docks for ships and transportation, and the Janarthi Corporation for tools and materials, to mine the Sundered Lands for raw ore. And this has proved very profitable for everyone involved.
All right.
Fenrir looks at you and he says, "While mining in the Sundered Lands, some workers discovered a ruin of sorts buried deep within one of the stones. It is much too dangerous to send our own men, and management was thinking, find some treasure hunters. So, of course, I opened up the phone book, and you were the cheapest option."
Well, I'm
That is where
glad
we
to
get
hear
most of our business.
we have the market cornered on cheapest option for treasure hunters.
That you do.
Literally our slogan.
Just underneath the bounty shop name.
It's right in there. Aberforth Bounty Hunters. We're the cheapest around.
Aberforth Bounty Hunters, never gonna get a cheaper treasure hunted.
Well,
We paid so much for that Voxbox ad.
well, I mean, obviously Aberforth is all the way in on this, but he's trying to be slightly less aggressive on taking jobs. Well, he was before Daphne started talking to him. So I guess, yes, we're absolutely taking this job. The only thing we really need provided is payment and transportation to the ruins.
Well, of course, we would send you, we would give you transportation. It is not a question. As for payment, what is your current rate?
That's a good question. William's not here. Year?
Yeah.
What is our current rate?
We're asking for a half up front, half on completion standard contract. This is interplanetary. I'm assuming it's in the Sundered Lands. It's off.
It's off Bastion, yes.
Off Bastion, that's a surcharge for that. We have a there's a brokerage fee. There's a equipment fee. Comes out to about 1,500 gold. 750 before, 750 after.
Fantastic, fantastic. As for the spoilers of the tomb, what split on the valuables do you wish to negotiate?
Our standard going rate's 20%.
20%. I can settle that.
Of course, making exceptions for any objects of potential academic curiosity which may need to be studied further for safety's sake, of course.
There is also a clause
Such
in our
objects can come out of your 20%.
There is also a clause in our contract that if we come across a cursed object, it is ours.
Of course, you can have whatever cursed objects you want. My employer is not interested in obtaining any new curses.
Well, it sounds like we have a deal, and I immediately offer my hand to shake.
Because I shall have Hammer and Anvil drop a contract at once. I shall send a raven with it on the morrow.
We look forward to hearing from you. Have a splendid day, sir.
And good day to you, lads. And he turns and he leaves.
Ah, Daphne, this is perfect. We're going to become even stronger. That Baron doesn't even know his days are numbered, and there's no possible way he could find out about it after having been in close contact with us and showing a specific interest for you.
Right. Wait, so these Sundered lands, that's outside the Dragon Pact, right?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Aren't you from here?
These Sundered lands are off bastions, so they are outside Dragon Pact, yes.
Great. So I can finally check in with Parspuela.
Sure.
And we don't even have to go back to the Shadow Wilds.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Yet.
I'm on board.
Yet.
Yet. Yes, of course, yet.
Giving me that fucking SpongeBob vibe, which is like, and I'll be crushed by a flying ice cream truck. Ew, and live.
Yeah, pretty much.
Alrighty. So, William, you're doing the old research arena.
Yeah.
Let me grab the book. College of Staves. Doing the research. Okay. There we go. You're a student, so you actually get a discount. I believe it's just halved. I think I put that up in the backgrounds. You get a +2 bonus to checks in the library. And yep, your research costs are halved for being a student.
Nice.
Yep. So go ahead and give me that investigation check. You do get advantage for having a well-stocked library. And I will go grab Zenithars while you're doing that.
That should be a 22.
The goblin rearranged my bookshelf, so it takes me a little longer to find things. Let's see here, the research downtime. So you spend the day searching books and tomes and consulting with your professors and such. And I must have skipped over it somehow. I hate finding the downtime actions in Xanathars, man. I need to sit down and bookmark this out again. Or rather, I never bothered to bookmark this out. Just give me the damn downtime actions. Here we go.
Noah, did you take that? Did you take the Eldritch Sight invocation?
Nope.
Okay.
You learn 3 pieces of lore. So you can ask me any 3 questions you want, and I will answer them. Also, that costs you 50 gold.
Okay, let me pop that out.
Student discount, 45 gold.
Student discount was 50 gold.
I suppose the first one would just be like, what would it take to slay an archfey? Is it just literally you go up and kill them, or is it like kind of a lich situation where they're gonna come back?
So each archfey tends to be like an embodiment of something, and you need to slay them with their antithesis. So, like, if you have like an archfey who's like the embodiment of joy, you need to somehow make them very sad.
Oh, so we need to.
So would
So we
we
need to
like
doctor
hit it?
him.
So we'd hit him with like a regeneration spell.
That would make him vulnerable to death, yes.
Okay.
You need to restore
Cool.
him to full health, and then you can kill him. But as long as he is the
Okay.
embodiment of rot, he will continue to be the embodiment of rot.
Good to know. What is like I suppose the power structure of the Archfey? Like, I want to know where this guy would be on the food chain.
Well, in a typical Feywild scenario, you have like the head honcho, the queen or emperor or whatever of that particular Feywild, and then beneath them would be like their dukes and barons and such, and then everyone else is kind of below that.
I'm trying to draw like, because I know Baron in nobility like terms is a fairly low ranking title, but I need to know like, does that translate into like, does that translate over into the Fae, or is this just like, no, he's absurdly powerful and he'd still be that regardless if he was a Baron or a Duke?
Yeah, they don't really have like a ranking system. You're either like in charge, number 2, or some piddly little peasant person.
He chose the name Baron.
He picked Baron because Baron of Rot sounded a lot cooler than Duke of Rot or Marquis of Rot.
Duke
Okay.
of Rot.
Lord of Rot would have been cool, but he might not be allowed to use the word.
Yeah,
Lord.
Lord of Rot does sound really cool, but yeah, it does imply that he might be a little higher on the totem pole than he is. You get one more.
What happens if we kill him? Does someone have to take his place?
So
is like Baron of Rot like essentially like Davy Jones from the movie? Like, sure, you can kill him, but there always has to be a Davy Jones.
So the Shadow Wilds haven't been well researched. Nobody knows the specifics of how the Archfey of the Shadow Wilds work. In a traditional Feywild sense, if they die, they're just dead. They're gone. Someone might reclaim the mantle if they decide that they also want to be the embodiment of that thing, but usually it just leaves like a power vacuum and then someone else takes over and they might embody something completely different.
Okay.
Now, if you're in a little bit more rigid structure where you have like a seasonal Feywild, where you have like the Queen of Winter or the Court of Spring and all that crap, those do tend to have like specific. There is a Queen of Winter. There is a Prince of Spring or something.
Yeah.
But otherwise, in a more chaotic sense, they are just you obtain Archfey status and you just are the Archfey of this.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah. All right. Will spends his day researching that stuff. You come back and about by the time you get back, a raven has arrived at the shop. With the contract written up, along with a parcel of trade bars equaling about 750 gold pieces.
Sick.
I fill in William. I'm glad that he's been advancing our cause on slaying the Baron of Rot, and I've immediately accepted an adventure in the Sundered Lands, in ruins that were found there that were far too dangerous for the corporation, so they're throwing us in there. A great crucible for us to forge ourselves anew so we can slay the Baron.
Awesome. Good to know.
Also, we're probably leaving tomorrow.
We each have 150 gold to get supplies for the Sundered Lands.
The documents are marked from the law offices of Hammer and Anvil, and then under that has like an address in Dwarfhelm.
Oh,
Great.
cool.
It's your money.
So when you need it. What? So Daphne is just like, okay, so great. I have a question. Just to address, she's just addressed to
Okay.
no one in particular, expecting someone to answer her.
Ask away.
What exact? Okay, well, you don't know. William,
Yes.
what exactly are the Sundered Lands?
Would that be something Will knows off the top of his head? I'm assuming yes.
You know, you have cursory knowledge of it. I mean, nobody grows up in Bastion not knowing what the field of rocks right outside your window is.
What check would that be?
History or survival?
History works for me.
Yeah.
Ah, Will knows all about the Sundered Land.
Yeah, you know that about 2,000 years ago, the plane that was originally where Bastion came from exploded violently. And its remains survive as a debris field that is swarming with eldritch horrors, the odd demonic encampment, and unspeakable leviathans.
That.
Okay.
Also,
Good to know.
Also, Githyanki pirates like to lurk in the Sundered Lands. They attack ships as they try to enter Bastion.
Abe's just getting visibly more excited and fidgety as William explains the horrific dangers.
So, well, at least we don't have to worry about survival gear, considering it's out in the Astral Sea. Is there anything specific that we can do to prepare gear-wise?
Well, you may want to grab some rope, on the off chance we get into some combat out there, because if you get thrown off the ship and left behind, you are going to be stuck there for a very long time.
Well, you can move in the Astral Sea.
Your speed becomes your intelligence score.
So Daphne's fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Daphne's gonna pick up some rope.
I was gonna say rope, some grappling hooks, maybe.
Yeah. How much does rope cost? Let's look.
Rope's
Apparently
cheap.
a gold piece.
Okay.
50 foot of hempen rope is a gold.
Damn. $60 for
Also-
50 feet of rope.
Will is going to share the hopefully the weakness that he discovered about the Lord of Rot, where he is the Lord of Rot, we have to hit him with his antithesis, and Will's working theory is we'd have to heal him quite a bit to make him vulnerable to death.
I'm a fool. I spent all my money on the psychic stone when I should have looked for a healing stone for my weapon.
This
Arcturus,
isn't Magicka. You can't line up 4 heal spells and then a damage spell and then hope.
Arcturus found a healing stone.
Oh my god. So we're just gonna have to wrestle down the Lord of the Rot or Baron of Rot, and then put a magic item on him, hold him for the hour,
somehow
to
get
make
him to attune
feel
it.
and then start beating him up. I love it. I'm kind of sad we missed out on the opportunity to convince Daphne she needed to buy astral floaties.
In the Astral Sea, you are the Astral Floaty. Okay,
Just Daphne coming in with plastic water wings.
are you guys all geared up? Good to go?
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
The next day, you meet up with Finnear again at the Sky Docks. And he sees you off on one of the Holderhek Ironworks personal ships. And you're stuck in the dock for like an hour or two waiting for your turn to use the Seagate. But eventually the ship does take off, start flying into the air, and rockets towards the Seagate. And it is like a... They have you all like sit down in these chairs and strap in, because it is a violent lurch as it hits the Seagate, and immediately its speed is dropped to like a quarter, and you all get like jerked really hard as it seems to like pass through this field of molasses, and as you each hit where the edge of the I've renamed it to the Draken Reeve, because Dragon Pact was silly to say over and over again. So as you hit the edge of the Draken Weave, you feel like you've been enveloped in like this thick slime, and it makes it's also like incredibly hard to breathe. But after you pass through it, the goo, the wall itself only feels like 6 inches thick, and as you pass through it, you find yourself almost like your whole body's fallen asleep. And that feeling kind of either you get used to it, or that feeling passes after a few minutes, and you are now in the Astral Sea as you sail into the field of rocks and debris that was once the plane of Vanguard. And we're going to end it there for this week.
All right. Adventure awaits.
We have kind of door.
Good job,
We
everyone.
have actual kind of
You
door.
managed to not die during the bookkeeping session. I'm proud of all of you.
So
It
many
was
doors
incredible
in the
for a little
ship.
bit, though.
Honestly, I was fully expecting someone to take some psychic damage that session.
Right?
Yeah, me too. I'll catch you folks later.
Remember, when we take the psychic damage, I guess there's a 24-hour window to try and get rid of the Gias.
It does.
Why do you think I got the hourglass?
All right. Next week.
And next week.
Yep.
So you guys.
See ya.
Bye-bye.